are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walk in his ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Ferman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
What's up, everybody? Today is Tuesday, April 19th, 2022. I'm your host, Ferman Jackson Jr., and welcome to another episode of Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast alongside Anna C. from Mobile, Alabama. Plus, we got Coach Shae from Dallas, Texas. And, of course, in his absence, we got Kenny Primetime Williams from Ocean Spring, Mississippi. Tonight, our guest is fashion mogul / entrepreneur Maurice Hill. Tonight, we are talking about the 3 F's. That's fashion, faith, and family. So what's up, gang? I know y'all had a great week, of course. We are already Tuesday. We're halfway through April. So I know y'all had a very productive day, of course. And I'm excited about being back with y'all here on the podcast. Well, I guess it's going to be coming on tonight. So it's going to be fun, exciting. Before we get off into that, we got some entertainment news. We got some financial tips tonight. So as me being a gentleman, I'm here with my sisters, the ladies, of course. Kick it off with Anna C. with our financial tips. So if you're serious about your finances, get your pen, get your paper. Somebody told me pen and paper could be your very best friend. So jot down your information. If you don't get it right now, you can go back and listen to it on Anchor as well as our YouTube channel. So Anna, take it away with our latest financial tips for the week.
Well, thank you, Ferman, for that great introduction. He said we're going to be talking about 3 F's, but I'm going to throw in a 4th and add finances to that. So we're going to talk about faith, family, fashion, and your finances. So it's Anna, the spending plan specialist, financial planning at your fingertips. So before we get into all the good stuff about family, faith, and fashion, can we talk about inflation? Inflation has reached an all-time high of 8.5% here in March. Now, if you're not familiar with inflation, that is a 12-month rolling. So that means on average, we have reached an all-time high. It has not been this high, y'all, since 1982. Okay, that means we're paying more today than we have paid in decades, since before some of us was even born. I looked at a picture the other day. It had a lady pumping gas and it said 48 cents per gallon. When was the last time we saw that? We probably have never seen it. So things at an all-time high. So I wanted to talk a little bit about inflation. You hear people talk about it, but what is it? What does it mean? And how does it affect our finances? Inflation affects your purchasing power. It's when the cost of things goes up and your purchasing power goes down. It does not necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, because it is a reflection of a healthy economy if your income is keeping up with the pace of inflation. So I'm going to give you some realistic examples. When you sit back and you think back to when you were a kid and you got to go to the grocery store and you grab that bag of chips, it used to be 25 cents. Now they're probably $1.24. That is a direct reflection of inflation. What things used to cost, they're going to eventually cost more. So what your dollar can do today, it will not be able to do that same thing 20, 30, 40 years from now. So if gas is $4 now, let's think about where it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Do you remember gas being around $2 a gallon, 99 cents? It's never going back down that low. So just imagine if gas is costing $4.50 right now, what do you think it's going to cost 10 years from now? So when you're thinking about your financial future, you're thinking about the purchasing power that you have today, the money that you're earning and saving. So with what you live off of today, you will need more in the future. And so this is one way that a lot of people run out of income, when you don't factor in inflation. So what your dollar does today, you need to make at least 3 times that much and save some of that for in the future when things cost more. On average, even though inflation has gone up to 8.5% this month, on average, every year it goes up around 3%. So every year, you need to factor in that things are going to generally go up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So when you start saving for college, your house, retirement, keep that in mind because you may need to save more. So when you think about what does it take to survive? What does it take to provide for yourself? You need to realize what things will you have to pay for in the future. The main things you got to pay for is going to be healthcare. You're going to pay for food, shelter, transportation. Those are your main things. And on the low end, that's around $30,000 to $40,000 a year. So if you're spending $30,000 to $40,000 a year now to take care of yourself per year, in 30 years, you're going to need $73,000. So one way you can beat inflation is invest your money in things that outpace inflation. Get with a financial coach, advisor, or planner. They can instruct you in systems, vehicles, and ways to invest your money. Because right now, the average rate of a bank account, average savings account, is 0.6%. That's less than 1%. So you need to put your money somewhere where it will outpace inflation. It needs to do 3% or more per year. So today's word, y'all, is inflation. Are you planning for it? Are you saving? Save more for the future tomorrow than you're saving today.
Awesome stuff right there, Anna. Thank you with the hottest financial tips. So much passion, $1 billion smile by call you as well always. And of course, we got our entertainment news with Coach Shae. The latest thing is going on in entertainment, the mist, the drama, the chaos, whatever you want to call it. People all over the place. So, Coach Shae, take it away with the entertainment news.
Hello, you guys. It's Coach Shae again, back with the celebrity tea. Thank you for all that financial advice. And we're kind of talking about some finances too over here in the celebrity world. Because my boy Elon Musk, the world's richest man, estimated at net worth $251 billion right now, y'all. This man have nowhere to stay. He does not believe in really keeping like property assets. He does not own a yacht. He don't really take vacations. He don't own a private jet. All the things that we would think that a billionaire, he's a billionaire. All the things that we think a billionaire would have, he's without. He said he just lives in his friend's spare rooms, and he just, whenever he needs to take a flight, he just takes a flight. He don't even own a vehicle, and he's the Tesla man, y'all. It blew me out. It blew me out the water when I found out he don't even have a house, y'all. Like, he don't even care. He's so focused on generating wealth and just staying wealthy. A lot of people complain about him being very frugal. He wouldn't even buy a new mattress. When he did have a house, one of his friends complained that he would not buy anything. So he's very frugal. So talk about the ways to stay rich, y'all. The ways to stay rich is he's a miser. He's figured it out. He's like, my friends are wealthy. Everybody's living comfortable. How about I just bunk with you and I just keep moving and be nomadic? I think it's a great idea, honestly. Be wealthy and nomadic. I think it's great. And other celebrity tea, Blac Chyna versus the Kardashians, y'all. So this case started back in like 2017. Then the pandemic hit. It kind of died down a little bit. Blac Chyna claimed that the family torpedoed her, allegedly. Allegedly, she was torpedoed. If y'all have seen her, she's known to be kind of aggressive. She was really aggressive towards her mom on the show that her and her moms had together. After her and Rob's Kardashian separation, things got out of control, and she went to this spiral of, like, I'm guessing, like drug abuse or alcohol abuse. And he was able to legally get the child. He only was allowing her to see the child for 2 times a week. That was really it. And right now she does not have custody of either one of her children. So she said she wants to let her kids know that she will fight for them, and she's gonna try to be the best mom that she can be, and she's gonna keep fighting until the kids is back at home. Also, we heard the rumor, and I'm here to confirm that it was a rumor, that Rihanna did not get baby mama. She did not get baby mama job. ASAP Rocky did not leave Rihanna. It was a rumor. He did not cheat on her. Just to confirm, right now, she say that's a rumor. Okay. So that's all I have for our celebrity tea today.
All right, then that was dope, Coach. There's always stuff going on in the world. And the Tesla man, do you have a wife? Is he single or whatever?
Yes, he's single.
Oh,
Elon.
no wonder, because he had a wife, he'd have been had a house by that now, because only
Staying from place to place. What a great way to save. We couldn't do that though.
yeah, I'm just saying, because he has to be single, because ain't no way he's not married. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and then it's like a lot of things, like we feel as though bring you happiness or bring you like a sense of security or stability. And he basically proved like money don't, like you don't have to have any of those things. He like, I'm literally okay. And he's living like a homeless man, and he's the richest man in the world right now.
We see a lot of people living like minimalists these days. We're seeing a lot of people do a lot less, do more with less, like the tiny homes. And it's just funny to me when people say tiny homes, because I feel like that isn't anything new. We were living in these smaller, more economic style homes for a very long time. Now they just became trendy when people make things more modern. Because I remember living in like single family homes that were small, or row homes, or homes that didn't have more than 2 bedrooms. But we do see a lot of people who are thinking like, let's preserve our finances and our resources. We don't have to do so much and be so extravagant to enjoy things, right? So
Yeah.
we see a lot more of that. Like, and I like the creativity, like people who are like turning campers and vans into living spaces, and like not necessarily being nomadic, but we are seeing that trend more often, that we don't have to be such big consumers.
well, let me ask you this one. Do you think that would hurt the real estate market? Because if people start doing that, like say they get one house and everybody start moving into one property, what do you think that hurt the real estate market?
I don't think it would hurt the real estate market, in the fact of, even if we start living more compact, there will still be a need for security. So they may start creating more tiny home communities versus the larger scale communities, right? And so what's going to happen is, with these larger scale homes, if that were to become an issue or a trend or whatever, we see it in different cultures where families come together. Multifamily housing is not anything new. So when you see these large estates, large properties, if you think back in history, our families used to live in communities. Your aunt, your grandma, your cousins, they all stayed in the same community. So it's really just going back to things that we have already been doing when you think about tribes and tents and, neighborhood. So no matter the size of the dwelling, I don't think it would impact real estate negatively, because what's going to happen is people are going to continue to spend money. They may start living more compact, but they're going to want to go travel more Airbnbs, more vacations, more time away from that compacted space. So either way it go, the real estate, they still gonna make their money, because
Right.
people are always gonna need a place to stay.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes sense, God. With him just living the way that he's doing and he's content with it. I mean, that's a good thing, of course. I guess he don't feel like, hey, I'm gonna leave nothing behind, or he just, hey, I just go from here to here to here to here. So,
He
hey,
got enough money, he can go live on the moon.
but
He
yeah, I
really
mean,
could. Like it's so serious. Like he really could. And it's funny that you say that, because like I was reading a book, and it was like, really, no matter like how much money a person have, it really don't buy them happiness. So I really feel like he really just living out his pursuit of just being happy and really just carefree and not worrying
Didn't he
about.
say he was taking his brother with him to the moon? And he like, didn't they sell tickets? Like they auctioned them off for like $1 million a ticket. And they were like, whenever they build this spaceship, they're taking 10 regular citizens with them to the
Yeah,
moon and back.
yeah,
You know, just
crazy.
he has the opportunity to invest in things beyond our wildest, imagination. And that's just the power of realizing that money is a tool. So you can use it or let it consume you. But he's making the most of it. Like, hey, I'm not mad at him for it. I don't think I'm gonna be crashing though. I like a little bit of luxury.
And then I'm knowing that he exposed himself to luxury. I'm pretty sure he stay in the finest hotels if he want, or things like
Yeah.
that. It's just really unheard. It's because of the fact that it's almost unheard of for a millionaire not to own some type of estate or own their own private jet, or
But it's really not. A lot of wealthy people do a lot of leasing because they're able to get the newest of the new because they can afford to just give it back. So you will see that a lot more. Like I know a lot of he's not the only person. I know a lot of wealthy people who feel like you're losing money by throwing it into a dwelling or whatever. And so they buy properties, but not for them to live. They're renting it out, they're selling it, they're buying industries, you're making an income off of everything that they purchase. They're turning things into assets. And I think it's smart, in a sense, but I always want someplace that I'm a Southern Belle. I want someplace that I can call home.
Yeah, for
I mean, like I
sure.
said, it makes sense. Like I said, that's why I know he must be single, because if he was married, I know his wife wouldn't go for that. So it's
It
pretty.
depends on who his wife is. I don't know. She might want to be a bag. If you could go stay anywhere in the world at any point in time, she might be down with that life. We just ain't accustomed, accustomed to that.
Right. But I was saying, but hey, each
Mm-hmm.
his own, but hey, big ups to him, of course. I mean,
Welcome, welcome.
oh yeah,
Welcome.
we got the man of the
What's going on,
hour.
y'all?
Hey, what's up with you, Mo? Thanks for taking time to be this schedule, man. It's been a year, man. So, man, I know
And
you.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm late.
Oh, hey, you
I'm
good?
sorry.
Like I said,
Apologize first
we've
and
been chopping
foremost.
it up. So you pretty good. Like I said, I know you're a man of many talents. You're productive. We don't say busy no more. We say productive. You've been productive since day one to day I've known you. You've been hitting it hard more and more each and every day with the clothing line, which, I rock some of your hoodies when I'm working out with Coach Shae, with our workout sessions, of course. So, man, you still going, you elevate with the clothing line. So explain the clothing line, how it got started, and what's going on with the brand of MBG.
Now, I think you had some questions from
Well, I got some
Mr.
questions.
Jackson.
I got some questions.
Nah,
for
you had
you.
some questions, brother. And look, elevation mode. It's elevation mode. That's what we had.
All right,
Elevation
then.
mode.
All right, then. I do got some questions. I know the ladies got some questions for you as well.
Yeah, like I hate to be like
Absolutely.
that person come in the room and then like big folks stop talking. Like I just
Well, I
appreciate
hear
y'all
that
just
you're from our hometown of Mobile, right? So you're local?
I mean, I lived I lived in Mobile, and yeah, I've worked. Mobile is a amazing city. It was a blessing to me, but I'm not from Mobile. You know what I'm saying? But I love Mobile, and I've done some things in Mobile that was great. I believe.
Oh, where are you from?
Well, I mean, I was born in Georgia, so really at the heart of it, I'm a Georgia boy. At the heart of it. But I was raised in Jersey, New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey to be exact. But I lived in Mobile for a long time too. So I like to, it's MBG. I like to call myself an up north Southern brother.
Up north. Okay. I like that. I like that. What does MBG stand for?
Made by God. Because
Oh,
everybody's
yeah.
made by God. You made by God. if you ain't cloned, but no, I'm just playing. But you made by God, and it is the most powerful affirmation you can say.
Mm.
Absolutely. How long has your brand been out?
Since 2016, MBG has done what MBG has done. You know, it's a brand that you could believe in, came from the bottom, you know, and from nothing. But 2016 is when we started.
Man, awesome. And I know you still going strong. Shae, I know you have a question. I know I got some questions for you, Mo. I know Shae got some questions for you, Will. So, Coach Shae, take away with your questions.
I see that you are like going into like the athletic. What inspired your fitness line?
MBG is a 3-part brand, so it's kind of like you got fitness, athleisure type of appeal and the lifestyle, you know, because I believe you should work out, train. As me, it's everything I was too. You know, I was an athletic person, so it's everything that I was, and it's everything everybody should be because health, you know, is wealth. We already know everything to say about how good it is to be in shape and to eat right. So MBG has 3 parts. One is athletic, one is casual, and one is streetwear. You know, that's how I dress, and I think that's what like most people embrace because we made by God.
And that's what's up. And I know tonight we're talking about the 3 L's: fashion, faith, family. And that's I got some questions tied into that. So my first question for you, with the fashion side of things, what sparked your interest in fashion?
What sparked my interest in fashion, I would say, um, I guess as a kid, I don't know how everybody grew up, but I think we all grew up similar. You know, having and not having, having and not having, and having to put things together to represent yourself. You know, that's why you see one of my things that say beauty, because everybody's like beauty is a powerful thing. Like so, as a kid, I had to mix clothes together. I had to mix different outfits and pieces, and I think that's how your life is like a journey. You should be taking it, mixing them, and becoming and creating and the being yourself. You know, you made by God, but God is all in your fabric, your whole life. So I had to do that as a young kid. Couldn't afford Jordans. My mama did. You know, I grew up just like how much everybody else grew up. So I think that's what my spark was because I wanted my clothes to show my personality. And so made by God.
And then that's what's up. And my next question is, what inspired you to become a fashion designer?
Knowing the fact that fashion made me want to become a fashion designer is I had so many different talents. Clothes was definitely one of them. So I just had to do it. You know, that's what inspired me. Like, I mean, clothes is a symbol. You know what I'm saying? It's a symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm like Prince with this fashion line. I feel like I'm like Prince. You know what I'm saying? Prince expressed himself in such a, you know what I'm saying, such a way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what MBG, you know, that's what inspired me. Like
So in other words, just becoming to who you truly are, embracing your true identity, uh, per se, you know, just like the book that I'm reading, The Art of Living, it teaches and tells us that we are spiritual beings, we just in a human form. So embracing the God within and letting and showcasing it to everyone who comes in contact. Because even Christ said we are the light of the world. So allowing your light to shine that
you
people
better
can see.
shine, Ferman. You better shine. I know
to let
that's what
that
it's about, man.
to let that light shine.
God let it shine on everybody when the sun come out. When the light hit, it hit everybody. That you know, so your light should hit everybody.
And
Yes.
I see how the clothing line has been growing since that time to what it is now. You go into different avenues with the clothing, and you constantly promoting it and constantly staying consistent. And it's really been taking off like a firestorm. So I guess I have one of the ladies. Anna, you have anything you want to ask?
Yes, here at Impact, we talk about people who encourage, inspire, and motivate other people. So I got a two-part question for you. My first question is going to be, how did you get started? And if you were going to give any advice to any other young entrepreneurs looking to get started in the same industry, what advice would you give them? What tip would you give them?
The one tip I would give them is I would tell them to make sure their brand is a contribution to the world, making sure that that's them. However they do that, that's on them. We all have certain opinions and stuff, but as long as your brand is a contribution, because that's what I only can give what I do and what that's, and I hope that they will persevere through, it's the challenges. When you try to be a clothing designer, it's not just that easy. Well, it's not just like any brand. So, give us something that we will enjoy.
Yes, I heard you say it's not that easy, and I can only imagine some of the hardships you may have faced. Tell us a story, like what's something that happened that was really challenging, like for you and your business as an entrepreneur?
I could say scenarios. I would say, because I'm an entrepreneur in many ways, I would say losing a lot of businesses humbles you, and gaining a lot of businesses humbles you too. So, I mean, just keep putting in work. It don't matter what is going on, what you hear, your purpose, your drive, your relentless dedication to, what you're trying to do, in this lifetime. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing. But losing a lot of businesses does something to you. I've lost several, and I've gained several, and I think all of that shaped my character. So
Mm,
character
I
is
was
a lot.
definitely gonna ask what you learned
That
from it.
like character is a lot that people don't have. They are a character, but they don't have character. So, what I'm saying?
Well, that's nice. That's interesting. You brought that up. I know the Bible do say a good name is better than riches. So we know that good name is important. We know Martin Luther King was saying not by the content of a person's skin, but based on a person's character. And that's something that we really lack in our generation, the character aspect, the integrity, when it comes to business, when it comes to relationships, that bringing it to the forefront. And that goes into our question. We're going to be talking about our faith, talk about faith after a while, but implementing integrity in business. In your humble opinion, do you think we're gonna see more of that when it comes to business, more integrity, more truthfulness, just more awareness when it comes to the business world, Mo?
You saying, do I think we're going to see more integrity?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on what version we going off of. If we going off of the Bible, no, it's going to keep getting worse. If we going off of just truth, then it's something else. I think that we have made a lot of progress. So I think businesses are going to change. And, I'm glad to see that. I think, it's going to be some big changes that the world ain't used to. The powers are flipping. So, yeah, it's going to get better to a degree.
I almost definitely agree with that. Shae, you have anything you want to ask?
Yeah, I really had a kind of a point to add to as well, like with the integrity piece. Like, I don't really think, I don't know, I really think it really just depends on the person, like really how a person is, really how the experience of life, kind of impact people's judgment, and the way that they make decisions. So I don't really know if people like integrity, like it's kind of something that gotta be in you, and it's not. I don't know if that's something that that's not a skill. I don't feel like integrity is something like learn. Like I don't, I feel like there's just something that's in
Yeah,
you. So
you're right. Integrity is one of those things that can't be taught.
yeah,
Like having heart. Like you can't,
yeah.
and that's the stuff that I be wanting to teach my kids. Stuff that can't be taught because that's the stuff that they really need. Now that's being smart. But excuse my French, can't be taught. Gotta be.
Right.
Mm.
The experience is the best teacher, to test your integrity and your work ethic. So I don't really think that people will change the integrity, but I do know that people are becoming more aware of the people that don't upstand that, to that credibility. I think people are starting to realize and be able to really weed and see through those people that aren't as genuine as they put on to be. So I think our awareness is definitely heightening with them type of situations, kind of being able to really depict who is, doing what in the right way. So I feel like the awareness is really raising with that. So would you say that the fashion industry, I know the fashion industry is like big, um, would this be like something that you want to like continue and maybe go into like more designs like gowns and like really like go New York elite type of thing?
Yo, yeah, I'm definitely it's exploding as we speak. MBG is exploding as we speak, and all I know is that, like I said, we got casual, we got streetwear, and we got athletic. So these are not just categories. I'm saying these are like three lifestyles. How a human being or how a person should live. You should be athletic. You should have, should dress, the gowns, all that stuff you just mentioned. Yes, we about to do it. We are doing it. And then even the streetwear, the urban stuff, the normal just dress down stuff. So I
So
mean, I
who
love
works?
my brand. I hope you love my brand. You made my guy. Like this is an exciting time. We are, we celebrate. I like this to celebrate.
So
This
how
is
do you come up with these designs? Like, do you have a team that's behind you helping you create? Like,
No, like now, really is speaking out for the team. I'm actually in the studio, Von Toussaint Studio. This is his painting right here behind me. And
Hmm.
he takes, this is actually not a painting, but it looks like a painting because he took a picture of it. It's so crazy. Like, it looked like he painted it, but this brother is amazing. So he's part of the team. He's the cameraman. He's a wonderful person, and that's what's going on. Like honestly, but the designs has just been me the whole time, and just different people who I've networked with, and I feel like even that is a journey. You made by God, your journey made by God. Like the path God even like the like all this shit we learn about
You
algorithm,
good.
like the way the world is moving, that's how it should have been moved. Nothing is new under the sun. So
Oh, most definitely. And just think about the integrity part. The book that I'm reading, 80/20, is everybody familiar with the 80/20 rule.
yeah,
It talks about putting yourself in the consumer's footsteps.
in the footsteps, yeah,
Yeah, like, okay, if I'm the consumer, I gotta think about the time, the product, all that stuff. All that stuff plays a role when you just talk about the integrity part. It made me think about that. So the reverse. Okay, now I gotta be the
yeah.
customer instead of being a supplier. So I gotta put myself in their shoes and say, okay, is it worth mine? Is it worth the time? And that made me think about the whole integrity part more on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Integrity is definitely very important.
Yeah, because I
Denzel
mean,
Washington say something about that.
oh, go ahead.
Nah, I'm listening to you.
Oh, because I was just thinking about like the whole reverse thing, like, okay, time worth spent. Okay, people when people get their hard earned dollars, they want to spend their money on what they want. So it's like they always looking for the best. So it's like, okay, I got to put myself in the position. Okay, what would I buy? What would I like? What I like to hear. So all of that plays a role in the business world. I know you got some cats out here who just don't care, take a dollar and out the door. But I know you, a man of integrity, because you got Coach Shae. She's a woman of integrity, and she's a woman of integrity. And y'all, you care about your clientele. That's what I want to say. That you willing to put in the work instead of saying, here, I'm taking your money. Damn what's going on with you. I got your money. You on your own. But actually walking them through the process. That's what I love about the business world when the integrity part comes in. So that's what I'm talking about on that one.
Yeah.
So
I know you had some more questions and stuff.
Oh yeah, I got some more questions for you. My next question is, what are your favorite trends in fashion, past and present? We know back in the day, we had the starter. You remember the starter jackets, and we had all that stuff back in the day. But what is your favorite trend?
As a fashion designer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't probably had only like 2 starter jackets in my life, just because that's how I evolved. I was in fashion, and I've been creating even as a child, like creating clothes. So.
And then,
but yeah, the fashion trends I would say would be like my favorite ones would probably be like, like definitely all the high end stuff like Pradas and all that stuff. But the styles will be probably like the slim fit or fitted tailored pants. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
not the skinny jeans. Not that I'm dissing the skinny jeans, guys. I ain't dissing them skinny jeans. I'm just saying you gonna see me in those skinny jeans. I'm saying, but I like how they look on some people now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people get away with it.
Knowing yourself. But yeah, I like that straight footed look. That was one of the trends that I love, that trend. You know what I'm saying? And then of course a look like this, like moisture wicking, the windbreaker, the windbreaker sets, that's kind of like in that starter line too. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I've made is something from what I like in the industry too.
Okay, then we're gonna talk about some other things. We're gonna be talking about faith. So we went to fashion, now we're talking about some faith stuff. So when it came to your faith, when did that transformation happen when you came into the knowledge of the Most High? I know you have a testimony all by itself, but that point when you came into who the knowledge of God was.
I say about what you mean is like, when did I take God seriously?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When did I take life seriously? You know what I mean? That's kind of like saying the same thing. Like when you say, when did you start taking life seriously?
Makes sense.
You remember what day you started taking life seriously?
Yeah. It makes sense.
So the same exact question is saying, when did you take God seriously? It's the same question, like the same question. Right. So, but I say probably about 10 years ago, I started taking taking God seriously. So yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, then.
That's my answer.
Okay,
I'm sticking to it. We walking his ways.
Hey, that's what it's all about. So my next question is, what can millennials get out of your faith in God? Because we know we in this generation when it's
they want to know generation. What they could get out of like the brand, like
with your relationship, with your walk with God. We know we have the millennials. We know the millennials, that we deal with on a regular, but as your walk with God.
I think the biggest thing that I've tried to put across to people by MBG was identity. Like I feel like identity, like you gotta have an identification card, right? Like you got to. Like you can't go nowhere, right? It's that serious that you gotta take this thing, it's a card or even if it's on your phone, you have to take this identity type of material to say this is who you are. So MBG does that. You made by God. Like it's self-explanatory. And I think that's what was my contribution of identifying, even just like us owning land as a people, who we are, like, we made by God, like how we should be towards one another
Mm.
in every aspect of our mind and thinking. You know, like how we all look at ourselves and then how we look at ourselves. Come on now, you made by God. I'm talking king to king, queen to queen, king to queen. Like it's how our minds are supposed to even match up. You know what I'm saying? We fighting over how our money match up and how other stuff match up, and you know, just irrelevant things that.
So then,
Anyhow, that's what I think MBG gives to the world: identity. And look, they even making money off identity theft.
yeah.
So, it's serious, man. You got to know yourself. You got to know thyself. You know thyself.
And it all sums it right there. It's just like you said, knowing yourself. I mean, in Revelation, he tells us that he made us kings and priests.
Yeah.
So he telling us who we are. We
See, I got
to embrace
that purple on. Royalty, man.
So you have to embrace who we are. I know we've been conditioned to think a certain way, act a certain way, until we come into the knowledge of who we truly are in order to represent the kingdom. Like you said, made by God, knowing we made in the image of the Most High God. Shae, you have anything you want to ask?
No, not really anything I want to ask.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay, then. So my next question, we talking about, I know you are a married man. I know entrepreneurship, marriage. We know that the marriage game is open in this generation. We know people go through the ups and downs. People go through their trials and tribulations. You know, people who are single, scared to get married because they come into the expectation that, okay, my significant other's going to leave me. My significant other's going to do this, do that. And I know you're married. So what makes a good marriage, in your own opinion with you and your wife, what makes a good marriage in the 21st century that people can watch and say, you know what, if they could do it, I could do it too?
Man, I feel like it's only I would say two things. No, I'm gonna keep it simple because it's hard to be married in the 21st century. I think the biggest thing is gonna be growth. It's gonna be growth. You know what I'm saying? Growth. You know what I'm saying? Growth. And I say growth because human growth includes forgiveness. Growth, growth is a lot. You know what I'm saying? If y'all could just make sure y'all growing as individuals and growing collectively, I mean, y'all can weather any storm. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, we're all made by God, so to me, this is how my mind functions, and growth, everything was created to function as to grow. Trees even grow up out the ground to the sky a certain way. Everything was made to grow. So I think relationships just gotta grow, man. You gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. That's all I got to tell them, for real. I'm what they say that disclaimer, I'm not this is a disclaimer, I'm not a psychologist or something like that. This is just my, my insight of it.
Yeah, because I know we in a generation that people easily give up on any little thing. If they sneeze wrong, I'm out the door, but where the patience kick in and the mercy kick in, and, even the Bible tells us be merciful as our Father is merciful. So people have weaknesses, people have flaws, but that's when the patience, the grace, and the mercy kick in.
Look, if they growing,
yeah,
they not gonna have that many faults next year now. You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at how tough a relationship is tough. And guess what? If you find your skin color black, it's even tougher. So listen, look, I'm just being funny about it. But relationship is a hard thing. Let's just say that. Let's focus on that. How that thing right there, just a relationship between a man and a woman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever relationship A relationship is a relationship. Man and a man, man and a woman. A relationship, business relationship. Man, all of that stuff is still the same thing. Like, if it ain't growing, it's going. That's how I look at it. I'm telling you, because growing
I
is such
agree.
is when you think about growing, if a person is harming some other person or hurting them emotionally, physically, spiritually, then, and if they're still doing that, then that means they're not growing. You gotta let that person go. But if they're growing and it, you can grow together, you can grow apart, just grow. You know what I'm saying? Grow. People don't even be wanting to grow together. You know, they so jacked up they can't even grow together.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. I heard this
I
one too.
emphasize that growth.
Oh,
Sorry,
and I heard this. But I heard this the other day, Mo, and it kind of woke me up. How some people already come into a relationship not trusting each other. Like they expect, okay, this person's gonna step out. They already got in their mind that this person's gonna step out. This person's gonna harm me. So we already coming to the thing that we don't even trust each other because of past experiences, trauma. That's another thing I've been reading up on to trauma. Some people had some trauma in their life they never really dealt with, and that stuff linger on into their
because
adulthood.
they did not grow.
They not healing either.
I got trauma. You got trauma. I got trauma. You got trauma. Hold up. I got trauma. You got trauma. So if you grow, telling you, man, that growth thing powerful. I will harp on that because really
And then,
growing. I mean, I've been through a lot of stuff. So.
and then I feel like nowadays, especially like in a newer time, like now people are just coming to this new profound discovery that we all have trauma lives and all this, right? Really is kind of a distraction, and it's kind of like it's like a psychological mood switch, right? It really kind of keeps and on too much of the bad things that done happened to you in your life rather than you propelling forward. You know what I'm saying? That really was a lot of the reason I became a life coach, because I'm not here to dwell on your past unless your past is affecting your now. We don't want your past affecting your now. So in order to do, you gotta be healing. But while you healing, you gotta be working. People have to learn to work the weight. You have to learn to work the weight. You don't just be like, oh, I'm healing and I'm traumatized and I can't do nothing about it. No, you work the weight. You do the things,
Break
even
it down, sister. I'm trying to look, break it down to us. Come on with it.
because you have to do the thing even when it's painful, right? Like forgiveness it come in different ways, right? You gotta forgive the person. You got to forgive the action, and then you got to forgive yourself for allowing it to happen.
Breaking it down. She breaking it down.
Yeah, so you got to do these things. So in the process of healing, it comes with the umbrella of forgiveness, and that means forgiving you too. You don't make the exception. And then we also have this misconception that we exempt from failure, or we exempt from bad things happening. You do not make the exception. We all gonna, we all gonna fall short. Some bad things gonna happen, but that don't mean you just stop. That's when your faith is being attested the most. That's when you gotta practice exercising your faith muscle the most. God put us in positions that look like punishment to produce perseverance. Remember that. Look like punishment.
I love her. See, look, that had the whole church quiet. It's so look, man.
I think because, like I said, from my experience, before, I was married before, and what I learned now, what I know now, what I did then, I would not got married the first time, and the reason why I say that because of the lack of identity, the lack of awareness on my part, because marriage is very sacred to God. You have to endure these things out. the Bible said the race not given to the swift nor the strong. You gotta be the quickest, you gotta be the strongest. It's all about endurance in the end. I'm not saying you go and you do careless stuff, you put your significant other in harm's way, but the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, you're gonna have disagreements. So you having disagreement, you're just, oh, I'm finna leave, I'm out the door, I quit, I'm gonna. But having that mind, say, you know what, this is who I want to be with, I chose to be with, and I'm finna ride it out. We're gonna work this thing out. And it's the maturity that growth comes in. But like I said, what I know now, I would never got married the first time because I wasn't ready for that. Because first of all, I believe a man should know who he is. Not what the world says who you is, but knowing who your true identity. And once you know your true identity, then you can be able to embrace things differently because you know who you are now. Of course, I'll go to the Most High because He's gonna help you with that. Of course.
Hey, man, I'm loving like it's just a wholesome moment. We having a wholesome podcast, walking His ways. Listen, it's wholesome, baby. That is just really wholesome.
And that's what it's all about. And I know
wholesome talk, man. This is wholesome talk. Y'all listen to Ferman Jackson, y'all. Some wholesome talk. Walking His ways. MBG, Shae, personal trainer.
Yes, we are here.
Life coach.
Yeah, because I be training with her in the morning because I'm ready to get some sweat on in the morning. So,
and I see y'all too. Like I commend y'all. Ferman was putting up some punches, and Shae, she was, training and like this conversation and lifestyle is what's needed in our community. Like supporting each other's dreams, and just persevering.
You got
as we all journey together.
You got to, and that's important. And I leave my next question is, I know, like I said, with you and your wife, and I know y'all got a lot of things going on, but that balance. So what keeps y'all marriage going in the right direction? Because the Bible said, I can't two walk together except they agree. So we know it takes.
Ooh, I was looking at that verse too, not so long ago, but
okay.
That verse, man, unless they agree, it's deep, man. It's deep in that agreement that you got with a partner, a significant other. It's deep in that agreement. Like, man, this is what we talk about, an agreement. You know what I mean? And relationships is an agreement. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing is humility. Being humble, man. Being humble will save your life. Being humble will save your marriage. Being humble will save your love life. Being humble will save your financial, your financial future. Is being humble will save your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Just being humble about stuff. People don't even have the right mindset because they're not even humble enough.
And allowing yourself to be vulnerable, right? Like, this is something that we gotta allow. Like, you got to allow yourself to be vulnerable and feel it's normal. Like, people be killing me with this. Oh, you in your feelings? Maybe because I have a heart. I'm functioning. Like, you supposed to feel things. Like, don't let people confuse y'all and make y'all feel like you ain't supposed to be a human and express emotion and feel things. That's like really normal. That's like really normal things.
So in other words,
I think this though, because remember how Ferman started the show and he said, "You are spiritual beings having a human experience."
We are.
So we can't try to mix both of those things, those two different things. You're right though. As a human, like Nipsey Hussle said, you felt every emotion. You gotta feel your emotion, but you gotta filter your emotion. You got to analyze your emotions.
Yes, and know that the emotion
and that's what we like to not do is analyze our emotions, because people, it's all mental health stuff that we talking about.
It is, and I think, and now I'm saying thing, but being emotionally attached, Shae, I want to say that because we're not emotionally attached.
Yeah.
If a person is emotionally attached, it click instantly. See, we're not emotionally attached to a thing, so that's why we don't get it. So if I'm emotionally attached to you, I get it just like that. But we spiritual, we energy, we feeding off each other spiritually. That's why Paul says, no good thing come out the flesh. We base it on the physical instead of the spiritual. We
But
base it on the spiritual.
even in Paul, I believe that, and I'm just saying,
Go ahead.
I believe that certain people have partners, or certain people don't have partners because of the way their life gonna go or where their life went.
Right.
You know, you gotta see how God, is leading your life. You know what I'm saying? And emotionally attached to the wrong thing, or that's why you gotta analyze your emotions.
Yeah, it's like if you like being emotionally attached isn't a bad thing to a person unless it's costing me my mental health, my physical health. If you costing me something, like at what
ding dong.
Yeah, at what expense am I loaning you all of this energy and emotion? So it don't have to be a bad thing. And I think a lot of different type of stereotypes play a role in how we respond to certain things too. Like when a woman hear the word submission, she often think like, oh my God, somebody's trying to come in and they're trying to take my life from me. When submit just means that you're supposed to submit one to another. It's not a one-way street. So it's like these type, and I'm learning this, especially like as being a life coach. People have certain words that trigger them. Like it's certain words you can say to a person that trigger them and make them not want to be invested in a situation. Like say for example, my cousin, I'm like, do you want to try a challenge? The word challenge just paralyzes her. It brings fear. She's like, I don't want to do a challenge. I don't like that word. And I'm thinking to myself, what is a substitute? Like I'm thinking, because these are words that bring about fear for certain people, like the word commitment. That bring about a fear, like a sense of fear. It's like, oh my God, that means I gotta be with this one person and I gotta be with them forever and I gotta be
Talk
perfect.
about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, it brings on these different type of insecurities. It brings on these different type of false narratives that we paint for ourselves. Like I'm reading The Slight Edge, and it was talking about how we often think we already know what's gonna happen. Like we often always think we know the future, and we don't. We don't even know what's gonna happen in the next second.
Not really.
We don't. We always sit and think that we know what's gonna happen. We done played the story out in our head a million times, and we just made this whole depiction up.
Yeah, that was what we was talking about last week.
Man,
but see now,
we do that.
we go
We
before
do that
we go
too.
before time. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was just agreeing with what she was saying. We do that, man.
Yeah, because we go before time instead of we supposed to live one day at a time. We try to go ahead the day we in, try to go to the future. We try to fix it, but it's already being set up in a way because we try to go fix everything. Because once again, it's our mental state. We go all over the place. We try to fix it on our own, and all we do is mess it up. Because we've been programmed only to see, taste, touch, and smell. That's how we've been programmed, and that's what we go by. But if you look at let's say you look at your bank account, if you see it's low, what's going to do? It's going to discourage you. You're going to get worried. You're going to get upset. You stressing out because we've been programmed. Look, okay, this is bad. But if I don't focus on that and don't focus on the negative account, whatever I need, God's gonna make it a way. He's gonna open up doors that it's gonna come to me. If that makes sense what I'm saying, because if you're seeking first the kingdom and His right, all these things will be added. So He'll put you in a position. It's like we be trusting ourselves so much in the physical. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that one. How this gonna pay this? I'm gonna pay that. Instead of just having that woosah moment. This is something that I'm learning. I'm going to a whole nother level right now. So I'm just
elevation mode, MBG. I'm telling y'all that's what it's on. Y'all gonna be seeing the videos. Elevation mode.
Yeah, man, we gotta get to that spiritual being because we are spiritual beings. And my next question is, Mo, how can people go and purchase your clothes? I know you've been promoting it.
mbgforever.com, mbgforever.com, mbgforever.com. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. It's here, baby. It's here to stay. We made by God, man. And, we was here to stay too. You know, that's why we was given an opportunity of eternal life.
And we gotta have that. We do got it. You know, man, it's so deep. Shae, you had anything you want to implement? We have a big dialogue here tonight.
This was good. This was good. I really like it. I just really wanted to add a little bit to the faith piece. Like, y'all exercise your faith muscle. The positioning, when I tell y'all the positioning piece is everything. I'm a true witness of the positioning, just being and trusting and being trusting and being faithful to what God said He's gonna do, and you operating from a place of love. Listen, operating from a place of love and being put in the right places, the positioning is crazy. Y'all would not even imagine the type of doors that's been opening for me. All my goals, like all my future goals, I'm going back because all my future goals are happening now. So it was like things that are supposed to happen next year that I wrote are all happening now, y'all. So apply it, like increase your faith muscle, work it, exercise your faith, like really exercise it. See what don't worry will get you. Not worrying will get you much further than steady trying to worry about everything.
Yeah, because what we do, we bring that energy in because once again, we are a created being. The Bible said God created the heavens and earth, made His image. So what we do, we create with our thought pattern. So if I'm sitting here worrying, it's gonna manifest what I've been worrying about, and it's gonna play a role. But if I'm meditating more on positivity, I'm gonna draw that positivity in the laws of attraction. I'm just so excited about this stuff, man. It's just like we bring that stuff in. So whatever you bring in, that's what you get. Just like conversation, your ties with people. When you're on a whole nother level, you don't even want to hang out with a lot of people because they bring that toxic, negative energy. I want to be around people who iron sharpen iron. That means you doing something good, you bettering yourself, you working out, you taking care of yourself, you becoming all that God made you to be. That's the type of people you want to associate with because that keeps you going strong. It keeps that fire burning, and I also want to keep you accountable as well. That if you lag off, get your ass back up on the ground and keep rolling.
Better get you.
You can say that again. But you know what's even more that I think to live, you gotta be like a conductor. You are a conductor of your own life. Right? You know how people say, I'm the conductor, I'm the boss. It's basically saying that when they say they're the boss or they're this and that. But a conductor is able to take things in and put out good things. You can even take bad things in, suck it in, but put out good energy.
Right.
You know, so stuff is gonna happen along this journey. You just need to be a conductor. If you say you're a conductor,
that's it. So to know that with God, we know all things are possible. So I understand now when you are in alignment with Him, all things are possible. So that's what it's all about. So walking in the integrity, walking into that authority, that boldness, man. And then when you think about it too, when you think about the goodness and you think about the possibilities, you think about that paradigm being broke, life is beautiful.
we got a lot of generational curses to break. We got a lot of things to break as a people, as a collective, whether we talking about race, black and white, and all that stuff. Because there's most races outside of the black, white, Hispanic races, right? We ain't gonna go there though. That's just something else. But
right,
that's just something else that's we're bigger than the race pool, you know what I'm saying, or race war. But that's what we got to be on. You know, that's what we got to be on as a people.
oh, most definitely. Anna, you have anything you want to say?
No, I think tonight was great. I definitely believe that faith and fear can't comfortably coexist. And it's like when you shift into a mindset of faith and your level of belief, and it's just about your mindset and what you feel is possible. So when we think about faith and we think about the things that we know and the things that we do not know, you think about your level of belief, you have to intensify your level of belief, because when you step out on faith, you know that all things are possible, even though you don't know how, you know that they will come true. But if you don't have that level of faith, you don't have that level of belief, you can't be operating in fear and be prosperous. It's just not going to happen. So you just gotta change that mindset. You have to knowingly believe that you can do all things. You can't just say it, you got to know it. That's where faith and belief, and when you said that about being a conductor, man, I absolutely agree about being a filter. Because when you're a person of the kingdom, yeah, you can either learn what to do or what not to do. You're going to bring in
Man,
some
tell them.
bad, but what are you pouring out? And so it's just like,
what are you pouring out?
what are you pouring out? And so when I think about my cup, they say your cup, is it half empty? Is it half full? What does it have in it? You cannot fill someone else's cup if yours is depleted, right? So you cannot fill someone else's. You cannot have an overflow unless you start pouring and filling your own with good stuff, because it can't be polluted. So if you ever had like dirt and crumbs in a cup and you constantly pouring water in there, you got to overfill it with the good. You got to overfill it with the good to filter out all the bad. Man,
So like what Mo was saying,
drink no water. Y'all, we don't want the sewage water.
That's right.
So
we don't want that preacher water. Now I'm just messing.
Yeah.
So like you said, had to break the generational curses, them layers.
But that's also something that we that speaking of that preacher water, I know y'all know what's going on. So definitely whatever that needs to be done about the preacher water and the correction for the residents, that's definitely something major,
Definitely something major that happened in our community, and we see scandals everywhere. But when it hits close to home, when
you want to do something about it.
Yeah, you want to do something about the corruption. And like, as far as breaking generational curses, in order to break a curse, you got to be willing to do something different than what our generations before us was doing. We got to hold that wall up and say, we're going to do it different. We're going to be the change. We're going to do it different. We're going to get it right. Or else we're going to keep repeating. History will continue to repeat itself if we do not effectively start the change. So we got to be the change that we want to see. We got to let our faith, our power, our fear, okay? And you just have to walk in that light. And man, tonight was great, y'all.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about. Taking it to another level, walking a new level, becoming all that you be. And that's it, elevation. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited. Thank
elevation
you, Mo.
mode.
For just being here with us. And of course, just talking about your fashion, the energy that you brought tonight. We really enjoyed it, man. It's truly an honor and a blessing.
I enjoyed y'all. Like, listen, wish I could do it more. Wish I could do it more.
Oh, you could be a guest anytime. Just let us know, and you're welcome anytime. And I heard somebody say this: changing the family tree. Changing our family tree. Take that one individual, change our family tree, and be the individual, change that family tree. That means you change a generation. Man, it's so powerful, man, how God wants to operate. When you learn when you come into the knowledge of how the Most High wants you to operate, you become unstoppable.
It make you as a force to be reckoned with when this happens. I'm telling you.
You become unstoppable, man. It's just like...
It's crazy. It's a different type of... It's a different type of... it's a different shift of energy. And then it's like an undeniable energy. Like, you can't put the fire out. Like, you can't... It's like, no matter what, you can't stop. It's like, you gotta do it, And when he was saying about his business, like with the clothes, it's like, he was like, I just had to do it. And I really understand it on an entrepreneur level. It just be like, this is something that I gotta do, whether the people believe in it, whether they see it or not, whether my uncle and them buy a shirt, whether whatever happens. And I understand that.
Yes. It's just you. It's clearly It's all you. You know,
Yeah.
that passion. And I think that's what it is. Like, we're living for passion. Like, I don't know, like, if you want to wake up every day and keep doing the same thing, unpassionate about it. Like, when you passionate about something, like, you really alive. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Made
We
by
are.
God, man. Like, you are really alive then. So
Yeah.
that's that's I think that's what even the world, everybody's realizing that, like, oh, that's why people are not going to work for these jobs no more. Like, people really want to do what they feel within them is who you know, within them. Like,
And
something they passionate about. And that pay their bills.
and we
And
got
I'm
a lot of
loving the
work to
way
do.
it's going. I like that.
And we got a lot of work to be doing for this field because we got a lot of people incarcerated. You know me, I work in that field. So man, we see more and more young men, people getting locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Shout outs
And
to the brother who done got out and changed his life and is doing something for his community and is taking up causes and fighting back and still, you know, is reaching back, pulling brothers out. Shout out to that brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's deep. It really is deep, man. And then like I said, sky's the limit. So keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding, put in the work. We got a purpose. You got a purpose. You're not here just to be here. You're here with a purpose, So utilize your purpose, whatever your purpose is, whatever your drive is. Man, keep doing it. Do it till your face turn blue. That's all I gotta say. Do it till your face turn blue. You can't do it no more. Your purpose wakes you up at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So when you're
That's when
doing
you
your
are the most alive, I believe. I just believe that's when you're the most alive, when you are within the will of God. You are, you know, you are in the perfect place.
spirit
You
is
in your
willing, flesh
dang
is weak.
on purpose.
Spirit is willing, flesh is weak. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
the spirit is willing, flesh is weak. So we still got work to do. Like I said, it's still doing them layers and pulling back them layers, getting rid of that paradigm shift. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole nother level. That's all we've been talking about as of late. That's what it's all about, man. But we want everybody to be encouraged. Before we get off the air, Mo, you have any final remarks you want to leave with us? It's going to be on our YouTube channel as well. It's going to be on Spotify and as well Anchor Podcast.
Not too much. I just want to say I love y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Sorry I was late. Listen, look, Will will represent you. Hate to sound like a salesman, but Will represent you. Made by God. mbgforever.com. You already know what it is. Stay blessed. You know the rest.
Oh man, most definitely. And we thank you once again. Also, I know you got a birthday coming up this week as well. Also, big
Oh
birthday
yeah,
shout
man.
out to
2
you.
days.
Yeah, my birthday be Saturday. I'll be turning 40. So I'm looking forward to being the era of 40. The best yet to come. Like I told somebody, man, I want my latter days to be way, way better than my former days. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing. A friend of mine asked me, talking about, you still keep working out? I said, yeah, because that's gonna be second nature to me. I ain't gonna never stop working out. That's
That's
gonna be
that
second
faith. Faith
nature.
was just talking about that faith, like
Yeah.
faith, like
Yeah, because Michael Jordan had Tim Grover. If you familiar with Tim Grover, Tim Grover helped out Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant in their health and stuff like that. And he helped Mike 15 years in his career. He helped Kobe within his career. So you got that
wow.
trainer, man. Get that trainer and let that trainer make the best out of you, man, because you all about winning. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about winning. I'm in it to win it. So I want y'all to be in it to win it too.
I had a question I had said one day, what's when you wake up in the morning, you just be like, okay, what's gonna help me win today? Like everything you do that day or in your life, like you like, what's gonna help me win today? It is so much motivation out here. But you
It
know,
is.
I think that's why God put it on the planet because we get unmotivated sometimes. We
We
just get
do.
unmotivated from what we go through.
We do. And it's
But
words.
yeah,
It's just
but we
one
need
word.
motivation.
We
We
do.
need
It's
it.
just that one word, Mo,
Yeah.
that keeps us going. Like I call my living room my iconic room. You come into my living room at my place, you see motivational quotes,
Yeah.
success, grind, hustle, motivational quotes from Dak Prescott, Roger Staubach, and Cowboys, of course. That's my iconic living room because I'm your iconic being.
Icon.
So I'm from underdog to icon. So the iconic. Man, the marathon continues. Like Nipsey said, the marathon continues. So man, y'all continue that marathon.
And look how if the world didn't have these thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Like these concepts, you know, that made you think about yourself greater than you were, you know, made by God. Of course made by God. But the marathon, you know what I'm saying? And then different concepts, you know. So many people have blessed us, you know.
That's it. So man, it's all about putting the work. Like I said, if you got somebody to work out, keep that trainer going. That's why I keep my trainer going, of course. Not saying to be saying the sound good, but it helps out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Tell dudes, man.
That word, what she say? Commitment. We going back to commitment.
That's it.
Woo.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, be like Michael Jordan and Shae, be like Tim Grove. Be like Tim Grove. Tim Grove helped Mike become great, and Cole become great. So
that's the ultimate goal.
So that's what it's all about. So, and you have anything you want to share? I know you've been breaking barriers yourself and stuff like that, helping them with the financial goals and tips like that. And I say encouraging, man. Be wise with your money. I know another thing I seen a great post the other day talking about finances. Somebody said have a day where you can enjoy something without spending money. What you think about? What do you think? What's your input on that, Anna?
I think it's a good quote. I think it would put people in the mind of less consumption. And when you get out of the mindset of always spending everything you have and get into the mindset of there needs to be portions and sections, because we need to live and we need to enjoy things. No one wants to live from a mindset of deprivation, depriving themselves, going without, like Shae said about key words that people don't like. People don't like the word budget. It makes them feel like lack. Like I work so hard and I can't have. I don't want to take the autonomy out of the hard work that we do every day. So if you could go a day and enjoy the day without having to spend and consume, it would put you in a better mindset of being able to save and preserve things without feeling lack. So I think that would be a good thing. You know, it would get people in the trend of saving, spending, not overspending, not over saving. There has to be balance in everything we do. And we have to find joy and peace outside of our finances. We can't spend our whole life just worrying and chasing a dollar. You know, it's not the power of money. Money is a tool. You know, some people say it's the root of all evil, but it is a resource that we can use to create moments, to create memories, to be impactful, but it should not consume us.
I agree with that. And I like when the person had posted on Facebook.
Sister. That was powerful.
It's the root of all evil. Like you know what?
The love of money.
Yes, I literally made a post about that because it's so many of our ancestors and so many people in our generation that have been stricken to poverty for so long because of this statement. Being associated with evil, yes. Like, you really don't want to be rich because you feel like it's associated with evil and you feel like you got to hide if you got money. You feel all these things associated with money. And when I realized that they had been misquoting this scripture for all my life, I created a different relationship and story with my money.
Absolutely, because you know it's all about.
That was a good transformation too.
What you've been taught. Absolutely, it's not the root, because how can you believe money is the root of? Well, it can be, because it's the love of it. Like he said, like too much of anything is bad for you. Gluttony, being lazy, overdoing this, overdoing that. Too much of anything is bad. It's when you start idolizing things. But if you are a true believer, then you know that we were born as heirs of abundance. We're supposed to have more and want more, because people who are complacent and content are not living to their full potential. How can you be an heir of a king and not want more, right? Feeling comfortable, feeling content, that's a mindset of lack. And in order to do more for others, you have to be in a position to do so. So we have to be in a position of abundance and greatness.
And when you say that, that's exactly how I feel. Like I never wanted to be rich just for myself. Like I've always wanted it to provide, like to offer. Like I've always wanted, like when you get it, it's for you to give. You know how they say somebody did something for you, like, hey, you can have this, but you just gotta make one deal with me. You gotta spread what I gave to you. You know, that's always like the biggest blessing. That's what God gave to us. So like your money, I think you can love money. I think to help people is this. You can love money, don't love the world. You feel me? If you can love money, don't love the world though. You get that right, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You can love money, but the problem comes when we love the world. You know, there's different things we need to do. Use this tool we misuse it, you know, and we sabotage ourselves. We sabotage how much we're really worth. You know, there's no money that can say how much you're worth, you know.
Absolutely. We got to become good stewards, y'all. You know, when you become a good steward of over what you have, you will be placed in a position to do more. And it's just the same goes with your blessings. When blessings are raining down, they're pouring down, it's going to be hard to receive your blessings if your hands are full. It's going to be hard to receive your blessings if you got an umbrella shielding you, blocking your blessings because you got this umbrella because you're so fearful of what's about to come, right? You're trying to defend yourself, but you're blocking your blessings. You got your hands closed. So when you become a steward over small and you can do good with what you already have, he'll put you in a position to do more. He's not going to bless you with more if you cannot handle it. So do good with what you have at the levels you are.
It'll make you ruler over many.
That's it. Well, I know we prolonged the time. We had some good dialogue here tonight. We're gonna be back here next Tuesday night. We got a stand-up comedian here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, and I can't wait to laugh.
So yeah, because I ain't had that many laughs for y'all, but I had a good time though.
Well, we appreciate you, Mo, as well. So in the near future, so you think you'll be planning a story here in Dallas, Texas with your clothing line? I know you've been talking about
MBG will be in Dallas, but I don't know about the story yet. But yeah, we coming to visit. We definitely we're going on a slight global tour. We got a few shows coming. Of course, new merch coming.
Oh yeah, let us know so we can step in, show support. You know, I pull up.
You know. Definitely, we definitely all just continue to tap in with one another. DM podcast. I think appreciate you, Ferman, for allowing me to be on, and y'all taking y'all time out y'all day to do this. And the show goes on. Life.
It do, and we love it, and we love it. And we be here every Tuesday night. So we sky's the limit. It's all about growth and potential moving forward. Embrace your iconic you. That's the word for the night. Embrace your iconic you. Take the limitations off. Shift the paradigm. Let's get out of the physical limitation. Let's get into our spiritual preparation and walk into who you are. And that's pretty much sums it up from there. And we do appreciate y'all once again. And y'all enjoy y'all night and have a great night. Enjoy this night. Embrace this night. Remember, tomorrow gonna take care of itself. Right now, just focus on the now. We're living in the now. Tomorrow will take care of itself. And y'all have a great night. See y'all next Tuesday night. Peace, everybody.
Peace, much love. May my God.